Thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you. We had a wonderful day of action this Sunday in the NFL. I'm gonna go over that with you, bring on a couple of my guests, and then we'll just try to take it from there. Now, my initial reaction from this NFL Sunday is quarterbacking matters, nuance is important, and intangibles matter more than measurables. We'll see a lot of quarterbacks who got the measurables who didn't perform well and didn't win, and a lot of quarterbacks who have the intangibles came out victorious this Sunday. Now, I already told y'all it's on record. I'm not buying Allen, I'm not buying Herbert, and I'm not buying Burrow. I'm not saying they trash, not saying they wet poop. I'm just saying I'm not buying them. Now, you see the Eagles improved to 3-0. Jalen Hurts 24-8 came up with the win. Lamar Jackson going crazy with the stats. He trying to get his money, right? Allen, Mahomes, and Herbert, they all lost while your boy Tua won. He beat the Bills. You see that? The Jaguars just smashed the Chargers. They lit them up. Herbert threw for 45 times that game and still couldn't get the win. Aaron Rodgers came out victorious over Brady. And Hurst has the 3-0 Eagles looking like a championship contender. So you see, in each team that's victorious, the performance of the quarterback is going to always have a very large part to do with that team's victory, whether he puts up big stats or he just, manages the offense and doesn't make any mistakes. So you got to pay attention to quarterbacking and the nuance and the intangibles that's involved in quarterbacking. You saw Tua go up against Allen. Tua, everybody's been down on him. Nobody thought he had enough arm to get it to the receivers. Brian Flores didn't believe in him. Cost Brian Flores his damn job, right? He didn't even want to roll with the young brother. Now they bring in the assistant from San Francisco, and look what he's doing with him. Went and got him some help with Tyreek Hill. Now you put him against Buffalo. Now, I get it. Buffalo secondary is injured and they missing some pieces, but this is the NFL, and you don't get to use injuries as an excuse. We just don't get to do that. Everybody getting a check. So get your ass out there and play some damn ball or shut up. But Tua didn't light him up. It ain't like Tua lit him up for 500 yards and the Dolphins scored 45 points. So the Buffalo Bills defense still performed pretty well under the circumstances, right? But what about Josh Allen? Who was he missing to explain that he didn't perform up to standards and lead his team to victory? I told y'all, he is not that. He big, he's strong, and he fast. He got the measurables. But it is my sincere belief that he does not have the intangibles that's needed to lead a team to the championship. I'm not buying Josh Allen. Hey, if he shut me up, he shut me up. If he proved me wrong, he proved me wrong. But I'm not buying it, y'all. So let's get into this week's action. Take a look at some games. And remember, I picked the Dolphins over the Bills 21-17. And I had it down to the wire, except for that punt into the butt back into the end zone. Cost me 2 points and messed up my prediction, or y'all would have been calling me the Swami. So stay tapped in. We'll be right back with you. First, we got He's No Johnny Carson, makes you want to wince. Coming, oh, look at that. Got me wincing already. Fumbles the ball over to the Philadelphia Eagles, already up 3-0. Here we go. Carson Wentz, the same old guy, not looking any different here. Jalen Hurts, mastering the offense, running it real well. Drops back to pass, dishes it off. Watch him scoot, skip, up. I'm out of here, baby. I'll catch up with y'all later. Hit me when you're ready. That's the man, Dallas Goedert. Eagles handle the Commanders, improved to 3-0. Justin Herbert going up against the much improved Jags. We got an early turnover here. Little bubble, got the ball. Now look at Herbert. He's good for a couple of these a game. Wonderful pass into the end zone. Mike Williams gets the feet down. Big dog doing big dog things as always. You can always count on Herbert to throw a couple beautiful passes. But look at Trevor Lawrence. He coming right back, y'all. On the money. He ain't playing. He got a new coach. They got rid of Mac Daddy Urban Meyer. So now, look at him work. Got a man in motion. Oh, play action. Look at the time in the pocket. Deep down the field. Oh, right on the money. Defender falls. Keeps his balance. Out of bounds. Christian Kirk. Recent free agent acquisition in the offseason. Here we go again. Look at Herbert. Uh-oh. Robinson. Uh-oh. He's out to the 30. He's running away with it. And the Jaguars would run away with the victory here, ladies and gentlemen. Manhandle Justin Herbert and them. Here we go. My game of the week. Look at your boy Allen. Out the gate. He just putting it on the money. Stephon, Steven, whatever your good name is, right on the money. Making big plays. That's not a fumble. Nice try. Here we go again. Play action. Steps up in the pocket. Dishes it off to the back. Singletary scoots out to the outside. That Jerome Baker was everywhere, and he had to be. Miami Dolphins defense had to step up this game. Here goes Josh Allen. Uh-oh. He got wheels. He's the white Cam Newton. Melvin Ingram shuts him down. Stops him from getting into the end zone. Here we have a defensive lapse. Scoots out into the backfield. 52. I think that was you. You was off. You was off. Got to do your job better, baby. Get in the film room now. So it looks like the Bills is going to, do what they've been doing. Here we go. Oh, my God. The pressure gets to him. Strip sack. Recovered by the Dolphins. Back in the game. Momentum is changing. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And, Miami gives it to that free agent acquisition. Mr. Edmonds, number 2, formerly at the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to tie this one up real quick. I know, Josh, I know. Uh-oh, big play, 3rd and 22. The man with no arm launches it down the field, and there we go. That would lead to the game-winning touchdown. Buffalo will get a late safety when the punter kicked it off the up guy's butt. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tapping in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we back. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I had to go change my shirt real quick for you guys. Get a little more comfortable here in the dungeon where we record the show from. Nuance matters. We have to look at the intangibles of a quarterback as opposed to the measurables. Now, the measurables are still important, don't get me wrong. But if we want to just use one quarterback as a prime example of intangibles over measurables, we can always look at Joe Montana. Still the greatest quarterback ever, just not the greatest winning quarterback ever. Not the greatest statistical quarterback. He didn't have size, he didn't have speed, he didn't have arm strength, but he was off the charts when it came to intangibles. Now, I used, at the beginning of the show, like I told you guys, we're looking at Tua versus Josh Allen yesterday. I predicted the Dolphins win. Yeah, I'm going to keep tooting my horn. I don't give a fuck. But listen what I'm saying, you guys. Tua looks comfortable in the pocket. He looks comfortable running that offense. He looks comfortable getting the ball into the playmakers' hands and allowing them to make plays. So, the theme of today's show is nuance matters, intangibles over measurables. So, we're going to talk about the San Francisco 49er quarterback situation, Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, for those of us Cleveland Browns fans, all offseason, during the Deshaun Watson debacle, everybody was pushing for the Browns to go get Jimmy G. So I'm going to bring in Bud Butts because not only is he a true 49er fan, but he's been closely watching Jimmy G since he arrived in San Francisco. So I'm going to let Bud give us the breakdown on Jimmy G, and then we'll kind of go from there, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Bud, thanks for coming to the show, baby. So surely appreciate you, baby, as always. So I'm going to kind of step back a little bit, and I'm going to let you talk your shit and give your breakdown here on Jimmy G. If I jump in, it's just to ask a clarifying question. What is going on with Jimmy G there, bud?
We seen what Jimmy G can do for us. Like he reached his ceiling with us. Like when he took us to the Super Bowl, that was the best we was gonna get with Jimmy G. Jimmy G is the game manager. He can keep everybody. If you got a lead and you need to make a couple throws, Jimmy G can do that. You can go if you want to go through your first read, maybe second read. Jimmy G can do that. If it's there quick, he can get it out quick. What Jimmy G cannot do and what stagnates our offense is he cannot buy any time. Once the play breaks down, it's over with. If it doesn't happen within the first 2 or 3 seconds of the pass play, it's pretty much a lost play. He can't scramble to buy time. He don't even move really well inside the pocket to step up away from pressure. He has small hands, so when he's trying to step away, he's holding and a liability of getting stripped. But I think the problem with it was I think the Niners went about it the right way. But what I think they did, they picked the wrong quarterback. I keep saying that they should have had, if they had Justin Fields right now, the Niners would be 3-0. 3 straight weeks, the defense has basically dominated their opponents.
So let me get there. Hold on, bud. So I got to ask you. So every time we discuss the 49ers, you pretty much going to bring up the Justin Fields, Trey Lance.
I think they overthought themselves. Like you said, the tangibles and all that. They didn't want, they let people talk them out of Justin Fields when you got a guy who was sitting right there to be had. He went to O State, getting coached by Ryan Day, good quarterback coach. Did well with Dwayne Haskins, had 2 years with Justin Fields. He was a 5-star recruit behind only Trevor Lawrence coming out of high school. Him and Trevor Lawrence was the 1-2 punch, and he did nothing to hurt his stock while in college. I think they really needed a guy. Justin Fields would have wanted to play immediately last year. And that would have caused too much tension between him and Jimmy G, and they would have had to make a decision. And they wanted to do right by Jimmy because Jimmy did take us to the Super Bowl before last year, and then ultimately to another NFC Championship game. But I think Justin Fields on the Niners last year would have pushed to play more than Trey Lance instead of just sitting back 1 year.
But now let me ask you this. Hold on. Let me ask you this because you made a few good points I would just want to hit on real quick. One thing I think you have to take into consideration is Justin Fields in the 49ers system might have beat Jimmy G out of that job. Okay. Now we got to be honest, right? But the 49ers or pro sports, whenever you see an organization get sentimental towards a player, they pay for it. I know it's a hard decision, right? And it's tough, but some of the best franchises, Belichick has been famous for this, knows when to cut ties, even with some of your best players, right?
Cut them a year early instead of a year late.
So sometimes you got to remove the emotion, as we always say, and use logic. 49ers, I mean, they let Locke go, they let Rice go, they let Montana go. They made good decisions. You know, they made good decisions previously. So the sentimental attachment to Jimmy G, I understand. After the whole Kaepernick Harbaugh debacle, right? Jimmy G came in and kind of resurrected the franchise real quick. So got him to a Super Bowl and another NFC Championship game. So he's shown that he can manage the offense, but he can't make the plays.
He just doesn't have that little bit of extra special that you need in a quarterback now that go beyond the X's and O's. He can't go past the X's and O's.
So Jimmy G ain't got no dog in him, right?
I wouldn't say like no dog. It's just like that, the unscripted plays, like he don't give you them unscripted plays. Like he can't go off script and make something happen and be creative. He can read and go through the first read there, he can get it out quick, boom, make that decision. But if he has to take time and then try to create, he has problems.
I tell you this, bud. I tell you this, the more I listen to you, the more I think you're talking about Baker Mayfield.
I mean, it's kind of the same type of thing, though. if you think about it, they just cut like them smaller type, not real fast, but small quarterbacks.
And guess who's becoming just like this? Hot take. Guess who's becoming just like Jimmy G and Baker Mayfield?
Who's that?
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and the way it looked the last night, like it was. But that's the one thing about it. When it gets to a point, he can go, even though they was looking bad, he can go make a play and make something happen when it ain't there. Because he was getting dominated all night. The defense was suffocating him all night, but he could go make a play when it was needed. And that's what I'm saying about Jimmy G. Every time it's fourth quarter, we're down and we need to come back. It never really works out well. I ain't gonna say never. He had a couple good games, but you even in those situations, you didn't feel good, even though he performed and made it happen. You was kind of like surprised that it did happen. Even the Kittle run, the 4th and 2 to Kittle made that play. Like it wasn't for Kittle. It wasn't that really that Jimmy G put it on the money. It was like Kittle made the play for him at that time.
So let me ask you this, Bud. What do the 49ers do moving forward here? We know Trey is, they say Trey could actually be back before the end of the season. That's what the reports are.
I heard 4 to 6 months recovery time. So
let's just call him out. Let's just call him out for the year.
Yeah. But even if you don't even bring him back, let him get 2 years, and then you run with him next year.
Let Trey take the reins next year.
Yeah, it's gotta be his team next year. You gotta ride with him. Don't cut bait because of the injury. We really haven't seen what he can do. He got more time to learn, which is probably what he needed more. And you can't be herky joker and give up soon as something happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta ride the course. At a certain point,
practice patience.
And you gotta. You feel what I'm saying? You can't be like, oh, it didn't work, and try to get Jimmy back. Like, no, Jimmy, as you can see, they was doing the right thing by trying to move on to a new quarterback with Trey Lance. It's just that, in my opinion, they picked the wrong guy to saddle their horse with. They should have went with Justin Fields. And I believe, we may even went to the Super Bowl if you said Justin Fields would have fought Jimmy G and took over at the end of last year. You never know. But I know if we had Justin Fields this year, Chicago wouldn't have beat us, nor would have last night the Broncos. So,
well,
they did.
All right,
Bud. Hope for the best for Trey Lance.
All right, Bud. Well, hey, I want to thank you for coming on the show and breaking it down. Looks like the Niners got some decisions to make. I just hope that the kid, Trey Lance, uses this rehab time as study time as well, and he comes in with a much more handle on the offense, and you can see it and work on things like that while he can. It could be a positive actually for the 49ers in the bigger picture long term. So let's hope for the best for the kid. All right.
All right.
Thanks again for coming on the show, and I love you. I love you to death, baby, bro. You have a good day, man. I'll talk to you later. All right, thank y'all for tuning back in. I sure appreciate you. Today's show is going real well. Got another one of my regular partners, play cousins, family in the building, Put Life. And we're going to step out the arena of not all the way of football. Half of this story is going to be connected to football, but the other half ain't. We got this situation going on with the coaching in Boston. Now, a lot of people upset, Put, about the coverage. They felt like it could have been kept under wraps, right? Even those people, most people acknowledge he made a tremendous mistake, right? It's a lot of things going on in the story itself, but they felt like it could have been kept under wraps, and it's confusing to most as to why Boston even brought the story out. Not just, we know they about to fire this man, right? So why not just do that while we playing this game? Now, and he caught up in a couple different arenas. You got the Me Too part of it. You got the betrayal of a friend. You got the cheating on your woman. which I'm sorry, ladies, that's the lesser of the three evils.
It is, and they not gonna like what I gotta say about it.
So Pud, tell me what the fuck going on and how Pud see this situation, family. Let me know.
First of all, I'm at a point in my life where I can't defend stupidity. Udoka was stupid. That's his name, stupid. You said you couldn't say his name? That's his name, stupid. And it's for a couple reasons. For one, a lot of us been in the game, or we're in the game of life. I hope you're in the game of life. You don't play or do dirt where you make your money.
Ever. You don't poop
Never.
where you get your groceries.
You don't do that. The next thing, you're on the rise. And I'm gonna jump all the way off my timeline. You don't just go get a chick. You get the vice president's wife.
Your boy, that's your partner. That's your folks.
So
all right.
now we getting into why they couldn't keep it in house. He's embarrassed. The Celtics screwed up. Brad Stevens can say he's pissed off at the media for assuming other women. They went and did process of elimination. Well, who's on the coaching staff? Who's on the coaching staff? And who's the first person that comes up? African-American female. Had nothing to do with the story. Happily married, got kids, but we want to drag her name. Okay. Now we get to the cheating part. I'm not going to condone it. Not going to condone it. But here's my intake on it. When does the man ever get the benefit of the doubt? He's married to Nia Long. Oh, she's beautiful. I don't care. Halle Berry, prettiest woman in the world. There was Brenda, there was Keisha, and there was Kim. I met her at the ice cream parlor. They get cheated on too. But now let's look at it like this. And I'm just Pud's thoughts. It's Nia Long. She's beautiful. She's a superstar. Well, maybe she didn't want to suck his dick from the back because maybe he never had it like that. Or maybe, oh, I don't have time for it. I don't want to do this. But guess who had time? Becky. You pushed him away. Now, here's my other thing on it. You've been engaged since 2015. What does the most average woman want to do? Oh, I want to get married. I want to do this. I want to do that. But when a brother come out and say, oh, we got about 7, 8, 9 years. Oh, partner, wait, why that timeline so long? But then, quoted from Nia Long, marriage is not a priority to her. I don't need to be married to prove my love. Well, you got a brother who want to rub on you, play on you, and only you. But when you push him aside, where is he going to go? Again, I'm not condoning it because he had a choice too. Hey, you don't want to do it? Let me cut you loose. We ain't married. You can't get nothing. We got a kid. You can get child support. Not condoning it. But see, when it's women and they sit in them quorums or them forums around their 4 or 5 girlfriends and they drinking wine and they say, well, girl, she with him because another brother can do what he ain't doing. When that shit apply to men? It's double standard. Not condoning it. I'm going to keep saying I'm not condoning it because he's stupid. Where he's stupid at is you got some pussy where you make your check at.
Now,
And
hold on real quick. I heard the problem was Becky let him smash. And he got caught up. When Becky's husband started smelling the scent, she shut the shit down. And now his text messages got egregious and predatory. Like they was real crazy text messages. See?
Well, they were spotted at several different places during the Summer League in Vegas.
Wow.
Intimate Not just a luncheon where we can play it off like we just eat. But y'all being intimate. And Brad Stevens called him to the office. He saw him. He called him to the office. Hey, this needs to stop. Yeah, he was told to stop. Yeah, she did want to cut it off, but he kept texting. But this is not 1989, where no text never goes away because of the cloud. So now here's why I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, damn, why are they suspending my man? And then a further decision will be made on his future after the suspension. Well, that's to hold it over his head. Hey, man, you gonna shut up. We're gonna check your actions. We're gonna fire you. But we want to see what this young boy here can do as far as coaching. It's like the Mark Jackson factor with the Steve Kerr thing. But you were, I'm gonna keep saying it, you're stupid.
Well, you know what? We all know stupid is and stupid does. So I don't really look at him as violating Nia Long to the extent that
No.
when you only seeing a woman 2 or 3 weeks out of a whole year, that's not a relationship. That's not even an entanglement. Shit, that's not even a side chick. Right?
Well, she did last week. She sold all her stuff out west and she did get a house and everything or move to Massachusetts. She did do that.
Okay.
But I'm with you.
But this is after the fact. This is after what had already transpired. So we talking about what's going on while it's transpiring. So you don't see this woman there. So you know his sexual needs ain't being met. His emotional needs ain't being met. He ain't got no companionship. And he got to come home every day after working his ass off to be alone. And she 3 hours, she 3 hours behind. She doing things, you know. Nia Long got it going on. She built something for herself now. We ain't knocking it, and we ain't saying. Plus, she raising that boy that they got right. So between being top notch in Hollywood and handling all that business and raising that boy, she ain't got time, right? Now, so I don't see him really violating a relationship. Here's where I see where he really lost his fucking scruples, right? The dude is vice president in the same organization. His wife worked in the same organization, right? Dude is your partner, which means he probably had a lot to do with you getting that spot. Y'all probably chop it up about draft picks and everything else, the future and the direction of the team. Y'all, when I say intimate, I don't mean in a physical way, but y'all done had a lot of intimate conversations and allegedly there was a connection built, and this is your pot.
One-on-one.
Now,
one-on-one conversation.
Now, dude having problems with his own relationship, his own marriage, right? Now, no homo, but he also a good-looking brother. He ain't gotta fuck his partner's wife to get no ass.
And you're the head coach. You're the head coach of the
Boston Celtics. And his money long. And he a rising star. And he on team light skin too. Look, bro. So what I see, like a lot of these situations where these professional or superstar or big people in the athletic and entertainment industry, they ain't got no game. Tiger Woods.
No.
Right. They ain't got a lip. Because they never had to really crack for no ass because, you get what I'm saying? Now, so he's sloppy on his movements.
Very.
He ain't got a lick of polish. He polished on everything else. He polished for the press conferences. He didn't learn the game and master strategy under Coach Pop. You know, he played in the league a little bit, you understand me? So he mastered all that. He got that shit down pat. But when it come to dealing with these women and making these moves, he moves sloppy, right?
Very
sloppy. Like a lot of his players, like a lot of the young players that come in the league. I'm surprised he didn't get caught up with an instant. Like like Deshaun Watson. Nigga, that's sloppy, bro. 66 women in 15 months, bro, you bugging. You flying them out. I know your paper long, right? But it's still tricking even if you got it, Pud, right? So, to me, he lacked game and he's sloppy.
What does the average joker do in dirt? What does he do? He gets big-headed. Look at R. Kelly. R. Kelly did things out of that. He beat a case, and they had you on video. You stupid. You still going and they caught you. A bank robber never gets caught robbing the bank the first time. He gets caught when he gets greedy. So that's why it's multiple women, more women, because you got greedy. Like you said, sloppy. Because you shitting in aisle 6 at the grocery store. When you don't have to do that. Because team light skin. And guess what? Who is your woman? Nia Long. So the average chick is gonna want to say, I smashed Nia Long's dude.
Now, so we got the sloppy movements, we got the lack of game and all that. Now you got to add on the Me Too aspect, right? Because here's a man in a position of power having sex with a married underling of his best friend in the organization. So here's another example. You know, you got your girl Malika going ham, but here's another example of where they could say a man in power with power and money is using that to take advantage over an unsuspecting, less powerful, naive female. Right? They're gonna use just another example. That's why he's gonna get fired.
I got a problem with that right there.
Talk to me.
Does he have more power? Okay, we know the title, head coach. See, that would have applied to me if it was somebody on the coaching staff. But now you're talking the vice president's wife. She got to be held accountable too.
Now I don't disagree. But here's the thing. I think the reason why her accountability is looking different, just me being objective, right, is when Brad Stevens say shut this shit down, she shut it down.
Because she fall under him.
Right, but she got to be accountable to her husband, right?
Right.
But
once
it came and he told him to shut it down, your boy, what's his name again? Say his name, not stupid. What's it? Ime Udoka?
Ime Udoka.
Ime Udoka. He kept and he didn't just keep trying to contact her. He was sending some real wild, reckless shit via text.
He's sloppy.
So that's why his punishment is going to be different, bro, to me. Not because of male, female, not because of black, white, because once it was brought to the attention of Brad Stevens, he kept going, she didn't. Now, I think at some point, they're going to let her go.
Well, here's what I think. Lynch is going to step down. She's going to step down. At the end of the day, you a man, I'm a man. I can't keep going in this office every day and this man has smashed my wife, whether he's there or not.
And everybody around me know it.
Everybody knows it. It's a fucked up feeling. I've been there. So I think they're going to step down. Udoka will never coach again. If he does, consider himself lucky. I don't see him coaching again. Not at that level.
Overseas.
I don't even see it over there.
Wow.
I don't even see it at a lower tier Division I school. Here's where he'll get a chance to coach. Maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now when it fizzles out. His name fizzles out. But I don't see it. The only way I see him coaching again at the NBA level, that man down I-35 for me about 2 hours is Popovich. That'll be the only one that can try to save him. He's done. You were on the rise.
It's definitely career ending.
You just took the Celtics to the finals.
So let me ask you this then, and I'm being silly, but I'm serious. So sound like Becky got that work.
Say that again.
It sounds like Becky got that work.
She sucked his dick from the back, and he ain't never had no shit like that.
Becky got work because that boy wouldn't stop. He risked his relationship with Nia Long.
I don't care who it is.
Well, I must admit, girl, you the shit, girl. He risked his relationship with her.
Hold on, Ray. I got it.
You want to take a commercial break?
Go ahead on, baby. We don't need commercial break. She's saying, well, why y'all talking like that? Because this is the Real Nigga Sports Show. We're not going to talk like we're coming out of Belden and Lehman and Lathrop and Allen and McKinley and Timken. We're not going to do that. This is Real Nick RNS, baby.
RNS. Let me find my squally, man.
That was that plug right quick to pay the commercials.
Well, my wife loved the show, by the way. I just got to throw that out there. And real quick, we got to say happy birthday to Big Bro, the Sarge. You know what I'm saying? I sent them a case of
Sean Breezy.
Yeah, I sent him a case of Geritol and some Efferdent so he could soak his dentures in them tonight. He out there.
Yeah.
He on location. I ain't gonna disclose his location. I'm just gonna say
don't do that.
he got some dreads on his back hair. He over there smelling like incense and pulled pork. And he butt naked on the balcony smoking a joint right now. So happy birthday to you, Big Bro. I love you, man. Have a good time at your undisclosed location. You know, we'll talk to you when you get back.
I don't even want to vision that. I ain't even look at that nigga when we was in the locker room together. I don't want to see that shit. I text his ass.
Yeah.
I text him.
Well, he actually getting a Deshaun Watson right now. He gonna FaceTime me when he done. What happened? My screen froze. Can you see me? Okay, there we go.
Okay, just do that.
Man, hey, I ain't got AT&T internet either, so I don't know why I had that problem. Yeah, he getting a Deshaun Watson.
Somebody was just calling me. I just clicked them off.
He getting a Deshaun Watson right now, so I told him, don't be egregious and predatory. FaceTime me when you're done. Happy birthday, Big Bro. I love you, man. So,
happy birthday, sir.
Now, so let's get to this other quick part. So we got the owner in Phoenix, right? Agreed to sell the franchise. And then we got Brett Favre. Hold on, because I got to keep stories all the way a buck. And Marcus Dupree.
Who?
Oh, see, it wasn't just Brett Favre.
No,
that's why the whole story ain't came out. There was a few other athletes too. Marcus Dupree got a $350,000 crib, said he was going to have it turn it into equestrians for underprivileged kids. Ain't got no horses on there. We got stories. Hold on, let me share this with you real quick, brother. You know I stay on top of my game, baby. I don't play.
Yes, sir.
I don't play. Let me see.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. So we got, you see this screen here? This is the story. I've been reading. I didn't read it 3 times. It's not. It's got a WWE wrestler, Mississippi officials, the governor. They all was involved in it. It's what all states do. It's what they all been doing. All right. You know, and they taking money from a program that was actually designed to end welfare to begin with. Right.
Right.
It's just a whole big what they said, kerfuffle. Look, the dude, John Davis, who running the program, his nephew got $400,000 to create a coding academies for 2 nonprofits, right? Because they're supposed to be teaching underprivileged people how to, STEMs, science, technology, engineering, and math. So they're supposed to be teaching a coding class. He got 400 bands and he never produced nothing. His brother-in-law got 600 for a job that didn't even exist and a lease on a building that don't exist. Marcus Dupree got 371,000 for a 4,000 square foot house with a swimming pool, a pavilion, and adjoining acreage.
Nobody's brought up his name.
Nobody's brought up none of those other names because Brett Favre is the big fish, right? Ted DiBiase, his sons got money, right? So anybody can pull up these stories and read them, but what is, and the reason why is because there's always more going on. Sometimes, the racial angle to me is the low-hanging fruit. So I don't always jump on the reason for it being racism. I go research the story. So Brett Favre, what's going on is this is actually going to expose every state.
That's my point. Every state.
Every state, what they doing is they taking the welfare money, right? So like when Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and what's the little Jerry Nadler and all the little people up on the hill, right? When they say, hey, we about to give 50 billion to assist underprivileged, underdeveloped areas, this is where the money go. This is why we don't never see change, right? And we don't never see the money work. Just like your boy, Orange Man Bad, put up hundreds of billions for opportunity zones.
Right.
And local officials and state officials is getting all that money. Just like all them hundreds of billions that they gave all these states for the schools, to have these new ventilation systems, all this shit, and ain't none of these schools got the ventilation systems. So this, to me, is the tip of the iceberg of a much more bigger corruption story. That's why they trying to keep it on the hush hush, because too many people that most people admire gonna get caught up in it. You get what I'm saying?
And you got 49 other states whose assholes is drawn up tighter than that. Because it's been going on forever. It's just like you said, it's Brett Favre. He's from Mississippi. So think about the people you name. All of them are from the state of Mississippi. They're big in the state of Mississippi. So they got their hands on it. It's going on and it's been going on in all 50, the United States of America. This right here is just opening up the box. The rest of them, assholes drawn up tighter than that.
Now, let me ask you this then real quick, family. You think it stops here, or you think we get the full exposure?
Far as the story being
like how each state is breaking it down. And do you think that it'll lead to any additional welfare reform?
They're going to make the welfare reform like a victim. They'll give some money to it. They won't give it all because they're not going to stop. You got to think about it. We still dealing with dirty fucking water in Flint, Michigan. 10 years later, it's never going to stop. And I guarantee you, in black and white on paper somewhere, there's money that was supposed to go to the clean water of Flint. But these people got it. They're doing other things with it. How the hell a man can make $600,000 off a fictitious fucking position?
And a property that don't exist.
And then we got some of these in there that you're just a scapegoat because they know when it all boils down and the shit hit the fan, they're going to focus on you. That's why I say everybody that motherfucking skin folk ain't kinfolk. It's never going to stop. It's just right now you got a big name in there. Brett Favre. I can't even tell you who the fucking governor of motherfucking Mississippi.
Nor
But
do
we
I
know who
give a
Brett
fuck.
Favre.
We know who Brett Favre and Ted DiBiase and Marcus Dupree is.
We know them, but like you said with the governor, who gives a fuck? I don't live in Mississippi, but I know these other guys because they're supposed to be put at a pedestal. Nah, my nigga. Them niggas is real just like us. And if they see an angle or opportunity, they're gonna exploit it and go at it.
Now, let me say this though. I think the biggest part for me with Brett Favre is you got the bread to do it. To build
That's the
little
thing. Marcus Dupree got it.
Yeah, a volleyball arena, like
Ted DiBiase, his sons got it. At the end of the day, the sad part to me about it is you took from one of the poorest cities in the United States.
I mean, Mississippi, Mississippi got counties in they state where over 98% of the people is on public assistance. The whole county, bro.
I got a partner here. I deal with him every day. He from Mississippi. And everybody around here, they talk about him because he go to Neiman Marcus, go to Macy's, he do this and this and that. He ain't got a Neiman Marcus in Mississippi where he's from. Hell, they just got running water 20 years ago in the city that he's from.
Damn.
So he's out of that city and he's out here, so he's gonna do those things. His father still stays in a 1-bedroom, I ain't even gonna call it a shack, outhouse. 20 years ago, 21, 22 years ago, the city that he's from just got running water. Jackson, Mississippi is one of the poorest cities in the United States. So they know what they're doing.
So it looked like, and this is what I try to tell people a lot too, bro. Like when we deal with, the people that make decisions, the people we vote for and all that, they all on the same team.
Well, they know each other.
Yeah, they all on the same team. They all working together because for Mississippi to be in such dire straits sounds like their leadership is failing them. They're not bringing them up to speed and bringing them into the modern age.
No.
They're not fighting for them. They look like what they're doing is making backroom deals to enrich themselves and going on about their business.
That's their generational wealth.
Now, but real quick before we wrap this up, last question for you, Pud. Last question, I promise, folks. But how fucking dumb is Brett Favre? Like we already said, old Dookie was dumb and stupid. But this dude sitting in Texas talking about, is there any way I get this money without the media finding out? Like, if most people ain't figured out by now, do not send a text that you don't want the whole world to see. Unless it's to your wife and you talking dirty, you understand me? But don't send a text to anybody outside of your wife that you don't want the whole world to eventually see. Because that's all that's happening is people exposing people hacking into people's phones and it ain't always I sent Pud a text and Pud gave it to the media. Now some other dude hacked Pud's phone and got our text messages. That's why I don't even put nobody's name in my phone as their real name. You don't know who the fuck I'm talking to.
Let a joker catch wind of something crooked. Oh, he's gonna get that phone hacked. He ain't even got to have it in his possession. But then again, you go back to these other things. The way loyalty is now today, how can you even trust another motherfucker to do something crooked?
Anything. I'm talking about any move.
Even with text messages to the wife. I sent my wife a naked picture, sent her a nude. You know what she tell me? Motherfucker, don't send that to me. The goddamn state of Texas has put a law out. You can't send nude pictures. Plus, that motherfucker might lose her goddamn mind and use it against me. I ain't sending her shit no more.
You never know.
I got trust issues. That's my baby. I got trust issues. She know I got trust.
I feel you. I got trust issues because I got trust issues.
Because you might bump your head one day. I just might piss you off because I'm good.
Hey, listen to me, Pud.
That's the love.
Listen to me. I only got one requirement for my wife. I swear to God. Don't burn the motherfucking chicken.
Don't burn the chicken, baby. She makes some beautiful chicken. I don't even be wanting to eat that shit.
I ain't really steak. I ain't really fish. But don't fuck with my chicken. Because you can make chicken like 8 different ways, you know, even more than that if you really want to get into it. So if it come down what you want for dinner, why you asking? You know I want me some chicken. And I like my fried chicken nice and crunchy. If it ain't got no crunch, I can't eat it for lunch.
I keep getting asked the question why I got trust issues.
You about to get yourself in trouble on the RNS Sports Show, bro. You better be careful. But listen here, man. I really want to thank you for coming through. I appreciate you being on the show. But moving forward, I want to try to create a segment for you. Like Pep got Bud's breakdown. We got moments with Mecca, conversations with Chip. So we got to
talk your shit.
Pimping with Pud. I mean, we got to do something with you, fam. And
talk your shit, Pud.
All right. Well, we're going to get it together and we're going to have a segment that'll be part of the whole show every week. So once again, thanks for coming on the show. And if don't nobody else tell you, I'm going to tell you, I love you like a play cousin. In a minute. Peace.